First and 10 is going to be a treat today. Mr. Skip Bayless, you've got a party going on over there.
Jay, I'm about to take on Fabolous. He's taking on Fabulous, and he's in trouble.
I don't think he's worried. And I know Jalen's not worried.
They just been ignoring me. They ignore me while I'm sitting here, ignoring me on Twitter and everything. It's all good.
They got their game faces on over there. F-A-B-O. Loso if you didn't know so.
Oh, Mike Hill, we've got a great panel today. In fact, this panel is all about Fabulous. We have from the Fab Five.
Yes, indeed.
Jalen Rose. We have Mr. Fabulous, Fabolous.
Yes, sir.
So it's about to happen the Loso way. And then we have, this is the only tie I could come up with Fabulous. His last name sort of rhymes with Fabulous, Skip Bayless. That's about
Is
as
that all
close
you
to
got,
Fabulous.
Jay?
That's all you've got. I can't. How else am I going to say you're fabulous?
I don't need anything. I'll just be fabulous.
You know, you see,
It rhymes with clueless also.
you're right.
okay,
It does.
now it's really on.
And it rhymes with Payless. And of course, your street cred went through the roof.
Yeah.
Whenever you're mentioned in a rapper's song or lyrics, you've got street cred. And can we put the lyrics up? These are some fabulous lyrics. Look here. I see these haters in passing. Yeah. They round, I be on the way up, they be on the way down. Now I can sit and talk like Skip Bayless. You're looking for these shoes, baby, you can skip Payless.
Yeah.
I love that. It's
clever.
It is clever.
Yeah.
Have you been a Skip fan for long?
Up until today.
Yeah, oh, no longer a fan, huh?
No longer a fan.
What is it about Skip that you like?
I love that he expresses himself and kind of gives you his opinion, well thought out. Look to be well thought out.
Do you agree with most of his opinions?
Some.
Yeah.
Some I think he's just a hater.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know.
See, today, art can imitate life because not only have you arrived so much that you're sitting and talking stuff like Skip Bayless, you're talking it to me.
Right. Right.
But, Jay, I got to correct you on one thing.
Yeah.
You can't get street cred if you've never been on the block. Let's get started.
Wow. You just erased your street cred.
You know what? Fab Street cred went up when he used my name in his song.
I don't think he needed any help. I really don't. All right, let's do it. And a lot of good topics today, too. We have to start with Dirk Nowitzki. The guy was just unreal, out of his mind last night. 48 points. Let's go 1 to 10 scale here.
I would give Dirk a 10 as well. I think he came out, you know the stats that Jalen said, but I think he came out and set a tone, showing that Dallas is a real team to be reckoned with. They just came off the sweep of the Lakers, so in case you thought that was a fluke, I think he came out there and showed that, you know, they're a definite team. And
do you think he's playing with a chip on his shoulder? Because he's still trying to, we talked about it here yesterday, he's still trying to shake that soft tag.
Yes, I think he definitely is coming out and he's playing with more integrity as well. You know what I'm saying? He's always had a jump shot, but he's playing a little more tougher. You can see it in his game for some reason.
Fab, let's go to you now and talk about the Thunder, because as you're watching that game, to you, what stood out? Who or what was to blame for their loss?
Well, I don't think they played together as a team all the way. I think Durant came out and started very well. I don't think Westbrook kept feeding it, and I think that's what Dallas did with Dirk, was when they saw that he was already in a good rhythm of shooting, they kept feeding him the ball.
Find the hot hand.
And I think as a team, the Thunder didn't make the adjustments even when they saw that Dirk was having such a great night. I heard the coach on the timeout just saying, Dirk's going to make his shots, don't worry about that. But they didn't find an answer or something to slow it down or contain it a little bit. Dirk is going to make shots. I think the Heat have to win and will win the second game. Unlike the LeBron hater, I think LeBron just has to, I don't think he should turn into a rebounding player because I think it slows down the Heat's transition.
Who gets the boards, though, for Miami? Because, I mean, that was
bring
clearly
Haslam and Big Z in.
Yeah.
I agree with that. They need to bring them in to get more rebounds, but I don't think LeBron should be down there.
Yeah, you want him scoring. You still like him on the perimeter.
Right.
And let's talk about the NBA draft lottery. The Cleveland Cavaliers had the second best chance of winning, 22% chance. Of course, by virtue of the best record, Minnesota had a 25% chance. The Cavs had 2 shots because they had the Clippers and their pick. They win it. Are you surprised at all, Fabulous, that,
well,
that
wasn't
the
surprised.
Cavs won it?
Wasn't surprised. You know, I think people were skeptical because of the story behind it. You know, they lost LeBron, and now they wind up with the #1 pick. But I wasn't surprised. I mean, the lottery this year, no disrespect to any of the players, but it's not the best lottery. And, you know, and they're going to get a player, and if it was another player in that draft of LeBron kind of
Right.
Talent, maybe it would be a little story, but I don't think the league would, you know, damage its credibility by, you know, rigging.
Yeah, because, I mean, we heard it. I know you guys saw it on Twitter last night. As soon as the Cavs won it, boom, Twitter and conspiracy theories, and here we go again. Now let's look at the talent pool. You touched on it, Fabolous, and it is very true. Not a deep draft. There is no LeBron in this class. Right. Let's listen to what Derek Williams, who is in the top 5, I think, consensus. Some would make the case that you could go that way, and he is making that case that not Kyrie, but himself. Listen.
I think I'm the #1 pick because, you know, I have more, you know, star quality. I would think more, you know, just a bigger person, and I think that the fan base would you know, like a bigger person like that.
Not exactly a humble
quality.
Yeah, star quality. Yeah, right. Right.
See him on commercials already.
Yeah.
All right, who should the Cavs pick?
Who you got?
I might shock the world and take Kemba.
No. Kemba Walker?
That would shock the world.
I think out of excitement, only player that gave me excitement in the NCAA tournament was Kemba. And I think Cavs, since they have a 4th pick as well, that they can, you know, maybe even take one of the European big guys and get Kemba.
Or they could take whoever they wanted at 1, provided it wasn't a point guard, and Kemba's still going to be there at 4.
Right.
I like that combo.
Are you influenced by the fact that Kemba's New York's own, right?
Tiny bit, but I'm more influenced by his excitement.
I know.
That's
by his
honest.
excitement. Did anybody else in the NCAA?
Yeah.
And that is a good point. I mean, because there were times where Williams, you said he jumped off the screen. Watching what Kemba did in the Big East tournament and then in the NCAA tournament, I was on my feet.
Right.
I was on my feet.
Great run.
Here's a great one. Over the next 5 years, I'm going to give you one of the 3. You can take LeBron, you can take Dwayne Wade, or you can take Derrick Rose.
It's a great question, Jim.
Yeah, well, you thought of it. Who are you taking?
We know who he's not taking.
I know who he's not taking, so for him, it's down to 10.
Go ahead, Fab.
Me building a team, I would take Derrick Rose. I'm about excitement. I like exciting guards. I don't think he shies away like what he says LeBron does against leadership. I think Derrick Rose steps up. He wants to take the big shot. He wants to lead the team into it. So, I think if you match a great guard with anything, if you're building a team, it usually makes a great team. So I would take Derrick Rose.
Third down, and let's go to boxing. It looks like Juan Manuel Marquez will get his long-awaited 3rd fight with the pound-for-pound king in Manny Pacquiao. While that might be good news for Marquez, it's bad news everywhere for fight fans because it pushes off for at least a year the potential fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Are we ever going to see Manny and Floyd step into the same ring?
I think we have to see this fight for boxing, you know, for the fans of boxing. It's like these other fights are kind of playing with our emotions, so to say. You know, I don't want to see Mayweather fight anyone else. And just because the whole Pacquiao-Mayweather thing has been brought up, we're kind of just waiting on this fight. So I think something has to be done to make the fight happen. And until then, like, these other little fights are not going to...
They do nothing for you.
Of course, this year's NBA playoffs has had its share of buzzer beaters, monster dunks, and just some spectacular plays. So to rate the best of the best, we have assembled a top-notch and, well, fabulous panel. We have hip-hop superstar, of course, Fabolous right here, ESPN NBA analyst and member of the Fab Five, Jalen Rose.
And just me.
You're a fabulous Skip in other ways. You like to wear your pink sometime, too. So Skip is doing his thing. All 3, of course, Fab on this day. All right, fellas, you know what you're going to do. We got the top 3 plays as assembled by our crack staff, the top 3 NBA fabulous plays from this playoffs. You're going to rank them from 1 to 10. 1 being less, of course, 10 is straight fabulous. Are you ready to get down?
Let's do it.
Number 1, of course, our top play of the day, Kobe, showing he still got hops. Let's roll the video right here, of course, against the Hornets, and Kobe going up, throwing some Mary Kay on the Hornets and Mecca Okafor in Game 5 of their first-round playoff series. Fab, you're up first, rating 1 through 10.
I'd give that about an 8.
About an 8?
Yeah, Kobe's my favorite player, but I haven't seen much of that. I mean, that dunk was great, but it wasn't a 10.
So to the Spurs in the Grizzlies series, and we had a crazy ending in this one. Of course, this is from game number 5, and the Spurs trying to stay alive in this one. 1.7 seconds left. Spurs down by 3. You see Gary Neal drop the big 3 to force the overtime. in the game, and San Antonio would go on to win it. So Gary Neal coming up right there. You thought Manu Ginobili would shoot the ball. No, it was Gary Neal. So, Fab, you're up first.
I would give that a 9. I think it was a big shot, especially for Tony Neal. And like you said, him not being Ginobili or any other player that you expected to really hit that shot. So I think it was a big shot for a role player.
2 plays in one because Taj Mahal Gibson just went straight berserk. I mean, he deserved maybe a 12 on this. And Dwayne Wade is still trying to recover from that facial. Went up with 2 hands and dunked it on him. And then later on in the game, Taj wasn't done. After he went off on Dwayne Wade, Wade actually said that his son was playing Nerf basketball the next day and actually went up and said, I just went Taj Gibson. His own son said that. Look at that. 2 hands, Wade on a poster. And then later on in the game, he had a putback dunk off the missed 3 right here, late in the game. Dunked over his teammate right there, too. So, all right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, Fab.
Now that gets a 10. I think those dunks symbolize the Bulls' confidence. It showed the heat and even Dwayne Wade on the other end of the exciting play and showing that he's getting a little taste of his own medicine.
Yeah.
You know, he's been the dunker. Now he's being dunked on. So I got to give that a 10.
So that's fabulous.
Truly amazing to me.
All right. I've given Skip like body blows, you know, pretty much through the show. We let him call Dirk's performance a 7. We let him call Taj Gibson's dunk 6. But now you're going to get hit with the haymaker now because
Here it comes, Skip.
no disrespect to JJ. I hope when I see him, he doesn't punch me in the kneecaps, but he's definitely not all time. He hasn't impacted on the NBA as much as a Spud Webb, as a Nate Robinson, as a Tiny Archibald. Like, he hasn't made that impact. He's had a couple of great games. He scored 12 points in a row. I'm sure in your game, that's a humongous thing to do. But he's definitely
Unless
not
you're LeBron
all-time.
James.
Right, it's not all time. Like it's nowhere
No,
near.
wait,
like
I
Isaiah
have to
Thomas,
say-
like these are all time.
I have to say to
guys.
Fab, that's not love.
That's
right?
not love.
Well played. Let's talk about fashion for a second. Kevin Durant, we see at these post-game news conferences, he's rocking the backpack in every shot. What do you make of this post-game attire?
That's the backpack swag. You know, it's this new generation. I'm more interested of what's in the backpack. You know, I've heard rumors. I've heard Nate Robinson is in the backpack. I've heard the Soul Tape is
With
in the
JJ,
backpack. Yeah, I mean,
The Soul Tape's definitely in
definitely got to be in there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's in there though. We have to. Do you know what's in there, Jay?
Somebody should ask him at the next news conference. Kevin, what's in your backpack?
Well, it's my job to actually be a reporter.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I do for a living.
So
He said what's in there. He said an iPad, he said a Bible, and his Skull Candy headphones.
He left out Nate Robinson.
That's
Nate
what
Robinson.
he has in there. But
All right, that's it. We're out of time and out of topics. Fab.